Well, we have a concept of a deal. I think it's going to be a very good deal for the United States, also for them. And we're going to work together on something having to do with the Arctic as a whole, but also Greenland. And it has to do with the security, great security, strong security, and other things.
The market, 600 points, getting back a lot of some of the nervousness we had in the last couple of days. The tariffs are off. Nothing happens on February 1st.
No, we took that off because it looks like we have pretty much a concept of a deal.
A deal of ownership, a deal...
Well, it's a little bit complex, but we'll explain it down the line. But the Secretary General of NATO and I and some other people were talking, and it's the kind of a deal that I wanted to be able to make.
Where does Denmark, did they weigh in on what they want, what they would agree to?
Well, I assume they did because he very much represents, he's a strong leader. Mark, you know Mark, Rutte. And he... I assume he's been speaking to them. He's been speaking to all of them.
Are mineral rights involved? Is ownership involved? Did the Golden Dome sway people?
I don't want to say yet, but...
The Golden Dome was very compelling today when you talked about that.
Yeah, the Golden Dome, and they're going to be involved in the Golden Dome. And they're going to be involved in mineral rights, and so are we.
It's not specific enough to know at this point how long this lasts, whether it's...
Forever.
Forever.
It'll be forever.
For Greenland at this point.
Yeah. Forever.
Yo, what's up, guys? So we had a pretty crazy day today. Did our boy Trump just flip the script on us, or has this been part of the plan the whole time? So Trump spoke at Davos today, and then also he gave us some inside details about this deal that is supposedly going down with Greenland. It's not official yet, but there's some key details that I want to go over with you guys. I want to go over the Kabasi letter, guys, this Trump playbook that I've been studying. I found it very helpful. We're going to go over some stocks, a few cryptocurrencies, and a few bit of crypto news, and a few events that are being coming up in the near future. So I want to keep you guys laced up about what's going on. But real quick, guys, before we start the video, I do want to give you guys a quick Bible verse, guys. And if you guys have been following the channel, I've been trying to get a little bit more better with my walk with Christ. And if that sounds good with you guys, let me just share that with you real quick. Proverbs 3. Verse 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. Guys, this is something that I've been really battling with, for the longest time, guys. I'm really stuck in my own ways of doing things, and then whenever we try to do things our way, it really never, ever comes out the same. So, you know what, guys? Let's put the faith in the big man upstairs. I think at the end of the day, everything will be just fine. We just got to give it time and let this man work through this stuff that we got going on. But real quick, guys, make sure you sub, make sure you hit these like buttons, make sure you hit that hype button down there, guys. I'm a new content creator. They got a new feature that helps smaller content creators like myself get out there to the audience that needs to hear the voice and needs to hear a new set of opinions about this market, guys. Look, there's a lot of crypto influencers out there these days, and I'm a new kid on the block, and I need a little bit of help from you guys. So if that sounds good, help your boy out. Let's get into this. All right, so shout out to Cryptos R Us for providing this information with the Greenland situation. So right now, this is not a done deal, okay? So I want everybody to understand that the deal's not done, but basically, according to Trump, there's a verbal agreement that, they're going to have limited U.S. access for bases and facilities. There will be U.S. involvement in mineral development. There will be an Arctic defense with missile deployment systems, setting up the Golden Dome. And this will be a long-term arrangement, not a short-term lease. So the United States is moving in to Greenland. We're going to be bunk buddies in there. So I guess, like I said, at the end of the day, Trump got what he wanted, according to him. So we'll see what happens. I guess a lot of these other countries were not happy with that. But I tend to, like I said, now I don't want to get too much into politics, guys. But, a lot of these other countries claim that they don't like China and Russia. But, I think that, this was a strategic move. Maybe to Trump to set us up, to have some type of eyes and to see on that side of the Western Hemisphere. So, look, I don't want to get into politics here, guys. Rather, if you think that was the right move or not, you guys are more than welcome to share it below. I'm just going to cover the news, okay? But real quick, I wanted to talk about this Kabasi letter. I shared this in the Discord a couple of days ago. I see a lot of bigger content creators that are talking about this now. Very long. I don't have enough time to read this out, word to word. We'll be here all night for, me reading this out. But this is the Trump Tariff Playbook, and it basically goes step by step on how Trump orchestrates chaos, and then from there he bobs and weaves and he moves through that to be able to orchestrate these deals. And I did find this very, very helpful, guys. You know what? Look, we got 3 more years with him. I seriously doubt that this is going to be our last shenanigans. So I recommend, guys, please, I'll leave a link to this below. Read it over. Maybe you can make a little PDF and you can study this, and this will maybe hopefully help you to make better investment strategies, or just maybe learn something, okay? So look, guys, around January 27th, 28th, we got our FOMC meeting, so make sure you write those down on your calendar. And then we do have a couple key events with Ondo Finance. They have their big Ondo Summit that's going to be taking place on February the 3rd. So they're going to be having BlackRock, Wisdom Tree, Pantera Capital, Fidelity, BitGet, Goldman Sachs, and even the White House. So they got some of the big dogs coming in here. Remember, we've talked about in our last video, Ondo Finance had a really big unlocked and the price got mutilated. So I've been buying. I'm not sure if I'm going to be selling off, by the time we get closer to the summit. But usually these type of situations, they'll see big price movement. This may be a sell the news event. So again, not financial advice. This is just what I'm doing. I've been buying some Ondo Finance. Hopefully that we can see a price movement and we can go from there. Solana and Ondo have integrated in there for tokenized stocks, ETF bonds, and commodities on Solana. So these guys have merged together. So that's pretty good. And also real quick, guys, I do want to talk about off topic, which was about Russia. I got out of place on this, but Putin also is willing to throw in money to this little peace deal that Trump is getting a lot of these other countries. I think he has right now 26 countries that are willing to go into this peace deal. So look, man, I know a lot of people have their opinions about this, but I'm just trying to stay, as hopeful as possible that we can get some type of peace and get back going into the right direction. So, guys, I think that at the end of the day, that would be the right thing, because look, crypto markets do not like this uncertainty. I think once we can kind of move past all this tariff crap, we can move past, the new Fed chairman, we can finally move past all this recession talk. The markets will have clear paths to move up. So I'm very hopeful that in the next, maybe, like I said, again, 5 to 6 months, that we'll be able to have some, better pathways to go up. So real quick, let's start getting these cryptocurrencies real quick, guys. Let's talk about Chainlink. Okay, so right now the price of Chainlink is at $12.46. Okay, looking a little bearish. I still think that, guys, we got a lot of work to do to get back to where we were on the 10-minute time frame, guys. We have a bull pennant. We need to get back up to where we were back here on the 18th, guys. We were sitting at around almost $14. Right now, I don't like us coming down here too much. But right now, like I said, I do have some buy orders set up here below 1150. So I'm staggering my orders between 1150 all the way down to 1075. So if you like Chainlink, like I like Chainlink, I recommend, guys, not financial advice, of course, to set some orders in there, stagger them down, and load up on Chainlink, okay? Real quick, XRP, we had that dip down there at 187.32. It got ate up pretty good. We came up here to close to $2, got rejected a little bit. But I am seeing here on the EMAs, we may get a short-term breakout on the 45-minute time frame. But just remember, guys, we're going to have some resistance up here at 206, resistance at 217, and resistance here at 220, okay? Right now, I got these orders set up here back again, a little bit below at that 175 and 180 level. And I've got, orders even down here below at 150, okay? All right, next up, guys, is Ondo Finance. Okay, so remember, we have the event on February the 3rd. So we should see some type of price movement within these next couple of weeks, okay? So typically what you'll see is you'll see price move into the upside. And once the actual event comes, that's when you'll see a sell the news event. So I've been buying up here at this 32, 33, 34 cents. And I'm going to be looking to unload off around here 40, 50, 60 cents. Okay, so keep those levels on your radar. You don't have to have them exactly how I have them. You can stagger them, in between. And like I said, I'm looking for anywhere between 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% on some of these altcoins, and just start shedding them out. And like I said, getting ready to move more capital into a different asset. Okay, so we do have a little bit of a divergence from price action to momentum. Momentum's going up, price is going down, so that's a bullish divergence. But we do still see a little bit of bearish patterns that have formed up here. We do have on the shorter time frame bearish pennant that will take us back down here to 25 cents. So just keep that in mind, guys. I think that it can go either way, 50-50. So that's the reason why I still implore you guys, like I always say, when you're buying altcoins, buy very, very, very slowly. Don't go all in. Once there's a big move down, then that's when you want to make stronger buys. So just take it easy, okay? Next up, guys, we're going to cover a stock, okay? This stock is down 40% since the summertime. I think everybody knows what I'm going to talk about right now. It's going to be Netflix, okay, guys? Look, Netflix is not going anywhere. I'm not a stock guy, but, when stuff goes on a discount, 40%, I start buying. Okay, so people that have been following my channel, you guys know that I've been buying, a lot of great positions in stocks like Target, Silver, Nike, Nvidia. I've done really well on my Roth IRA, and this is another one that I've been keeping on the radar. As far as like where I'm going to be getting out at, guys, look, I'm buying right here at this 85. Maybe I'll be looking around to get out around 110, maybe 120. But it still looks like we got a long ways to go up here to that 132. So it may take some time for us to get back up there, but I think, an asset that's down 40% from where it was a few months back sounds like a good deal to me. So I've been buying, I bought a good deal amount today. I'm buying very slowly, once we start dipping down, and I'll keep continuing to load the boat up. And then another one, guys, is going to be one of my favorite stocks that I like to buy. That's going to be Circle. Circle, guys, again, is an asset that is very much tied into this clarity bill. This is one that I'm positioned to hold for a long term if I need to. I think what the all-time high was around almost close to $300. Ever since then, it's just been cascading to the downside. This one may be, maybe 2 or 3 years out. But like I said, I'm very happy to build this as maybe a monthly DCA. When we got down here at this lower level around November, close to $65, I did buy pretty heavy. When we got back up to 90, I sold off. And then I started buying back here again at around this 80 to 70. And it started DCAing back here again. So, guys, this is another stock crypto that's very much tied into cryptocurrency. So if you're looking to, DCA into something that's not like Coinbase, I think in my opinion, Coinbase is kind of like moderately high. But, I think Circle's newer. And this is going to be a slow cooker. So, this is definitely one, again, that I've been, loading up on and just continuing to add positions to. Real quick, also, Nike is another one that I am buying a lot, guys. We all wear Nike, I think, right? Some of us all still wear Nike. Nike's not going anywhere. I think when we came down here around December, around that $57, I was buying heavy, still buying. This is going to be another slow cooker. Maybe we can get back to where we were around, a couple years back, around in this 130. But, like I said, these stocks right now, in my opinion, these are stocks that are not going anywhere. So I'm just buying them. These are more of a safer place to park money if you guys don't want to deal with the crypto volatility. These stocks are down, 40-50% from their all-time highs. So in my personal opinion, it's good to buy things when they're at a discount than buying things when they're an all-time high. So look, if you had to ask me, like, Jump, are you going to buy silver or are you going to buy Nike? Now, it's a little tougher question, I guess, but I'm going to have to go with Nike because silver's in price discovery. There's a lot more potential to the downside than there is upside. And like I said, at the end of the day, I don't think Nike's going anywhere. So that's just me, okay? Let's hit one more cryptocurrency, and then we're going to wrap it up, guys. I just wanted to come out here and continue to show my love and support for my family. All right. Next cryptocurrency is going to be Pith. We talked about this in the last video. Again, guys, we got a double bottom here. We may get a nice short-term relief rally. I'm looking for an entry right here around maybe 5-6. But even at this current price, guys, you can't beat that with the stick. Looks like we're getting some momentum to the upside. I'm still waiting for this breakout, guys. We may get something cooking in these next few days. like I said, a lot of this drama, may give us a few week or so of price action to the upside, and then we'll have to kind of pivot around this FOMC day. So keep that on your radar, guys. Look, this is going to be another long position hold. We went over this a few videos ago. I think its all-time high was around $1.15. So this one's down 96%, but still, it's a good cryptocurrency that I think it's going to be around still. All right, guys, real quick, just quick video. Please drop some love in the comment sections. We'll talk later. Deuce.